I haven't had a bath in about 2 months. There isn't even a bathroom in this place. There's literally just a panel on a wall that you go stand up next to and press some buttons on a console. And it literally just teleports the waste out of you somewhere else. There's a slight tingle, but it's incredibly disturbing. Why am I talking about this? Because space is boring and you've begun the slow, maddening process of losing your mind. Shut up!
Proximity alert.
On screen. Identify.
Unregistered Orion freighter.
Traders?
Pirates.
Even better. Hail them. Hello, this is Captain Sedgwick, the Sedgehammer.
We've done nothing wrong, Starfleet.
I'm not Starfleet. I stole this. I'm a pirate, just like you.
How dare you call us that? We are simple traders on our way to procure wares.
My bad. I didn't mean.
Perhaps you would like to trade.
Yeah, I definitely need...
An Orion slave girl, perhaps.
Shower. What the fuck? Did you just offer me a living being?
It gets lonely in space, does it not?
Space ethics aside, I am not having a little green Liam Neeson chasing me all around the galaxy. I have enough enemies as it is. Look, I just want a small bathroom installed.
I don't know how we'd be able to accomplish that for you, but we are about to trade for a phaser array that may interest a man with many enemies.
Yeah, that. What you want?
What do you have?
A magic sink?
I propose a service trade. You escort us to our trade and protect us during, and we'll give you a phaser array.
How can I protect you? I'm tiny and have no weapons. One blast would destroy me.
Yes, but with you as bait for any attacks, we'd have time to retreat.
That's messed up. I'm in.
Follow us.
Well, while we make our way, I guess it's time for the next mission. So I present to no one where no one has gone before. We start with a shot of the Enterprise cruising with the Fearless. Our brave Capitan gives us the lowdown. A propulsion expert and his assistant are beaming over to run final tests on some new warp theories. Riker immediately introduces the conflict by saying the numbers don't add up. Data says they ran the specs in a computer sim and achieved no measurable increase in output. Picard argues the two previous tests aboard the Ajax and Fearless showed immense increase in propulsion, but Riker suggests they merely ironed out inefficiencies in older engines. The captain sends Riker to greet the expert in the transporter bay. In the bay, Beardy McBeardo is standing so close to Riker that it's brushing Riker's thigh. Mr. Kaczynski is insulted the captain didn't come to greet him. The creepo behind Riker is the new chief engineer, Lieutenant Commander Argyle. He and the others, of course, have questions about the specs, which tickles Kaczynski. His assistant is just happy to be there. Or is he? Troy says he's the first life form she's felt absolutely nothing from, as though he wasn't there. In the engine room, Kaczynski walks around demanding and ordering in a dictatorial manner. He has been swinging his dick around like he's God's gift to Earth since he got there and shows no signs of slowing. Kaczynski wants to know what the small child Wesley is doing in engineering, and I agree. He also has no time for the rigmarole of small talk, respect, or repetitive questions he honestly has no answer for. Argyle and Riker demand Kaczynski explain the discrepancy in his data, and Kaz blows them off as a waste of time trying to explain. Riker tells him to explain it or no test, and that Picard will back him up. So they move to a future table, and Kaz tells his friend who travels with him, or Traveler, to jump on the auxiliary station as he can input Kaz's base formula faster than any human, including Kaz himself, which he makes sure to add. Wesley looks over the Traveler's shoulders and sees inefficiencies in the setup. He drags this to there and couples this with that, and bam, a much cleaner output. The Traveler is delightedly impressed. Kaz talks a lot, but says nothing. He snaps at Wesley, though, so he can't be all bad. They go to warp and start the test. Kaz starts hitting buttons. The Traveler smiles at Wes. Riker and Argyle roll their eyes repeatedly. The engine starts rapidly pulsing, and warnings beep. The Traveler starts phasing in and out of existence. Wes shits himself. They pass Warp 10 and fly past whole galaxies. The Traveler rips away, unable to stop whatever is happening. But stopping was easy. Picard just tells Data to pump the brakes. But they're 3 galaxies over now, 2,700,000 light years away from where they started. This is mind-blowing to the crew and would take over 300 years to get home at max warp. Kaz is brought to the bridge, but his delusional ass doesn't understand the problem. Look at what they achieved. His explanation is word salad, even to the other characters, but who could argue with the results? Down in engineering, Wes is tending to the Traveler, who is weakened and in and out of lucidity. The Traveler assures Wes that he meant no harm. Wes says he saw the Traveler's formula say something about space, time, and thought being the same thing, and the Traveler freaks out saying, "Don't ever say that again. The world isn't ready." The music is cringe, the dialogue is silly at best, and the scene is terrible. On the bridge, Kaz is getting a god complex, but they have no choice but to have him try to get them home, though they really want to push him out an airlock. Kaz gets ready to try to get them home. Wes walks up to Riker and tries multiple times to give him the answer, but Riker says, "Fuck off, kid, I'm busy here." They go to warp, and Kaz pushes his buttons, but nothing's working. The Traveler is trying to use his power to get them home, but is too weak and phasing in and out again. But this time, Riker sees it. They accelerate, even more than before, and going even further before they stop. They find themselves over 1 billion light years from their galaxy. Everything around them seems completely unrecognizable. The crew are even more distressed, and now they're having mass hallucinations as well. Worf sees a pig with horns glued on its back. Yar sees it also and asks what it is. Worf tells her it's a Klingon targ. Moreover, it's specifically his pet from childhood. Yar likens the pig to a cat, and the pig vanishes for a cat to appear. In the turbo lift, the doors open, and Picard seems to almost step into the void of space, just for the hallucination to vanish, leaving Picard confused. Back with Yar, she reveals the cat is her old pet Dorothy from her days of living in a sewer. We then cut to a guy playing Victorian orchestra on the holodeck. That's nice. Anyway, Picard is walking the deck when crewmen run past begging for his help against a pursuer that only they seem to be able to see. Picard finds another one of his crewmen playing ballerina until he snaps her out of it. And then we reveal Mozart was just in the cafeteria. Everyone's gone mad. Picard then runs into his grandma and her tea party in the middle of the hallway. She heavily implies they're on the edge of a heaven, but Picard only really wants to know how to get back. Riker walks up and tries to get the captain back to action, and Picard snaps at him just to turn back and see he's crouching in a hallway by himself. He's almost brought to tears by this.
We are here.
So I just chill here?
Just keep a lookout for any Federation ships.
Oh, okay. Cool. Oh shit, am I hallucinating the chick that I knocked up on prom night and never called back? Oh, nope, just dust in my eye. Back on the Enterprise, Picard announces to the ship that their thoughts are manifesting into semi-reality and to not think. Picard then asks Kaz what he did, and Riker informs Picard it was the Traveler the whole time. Kaz is completely delusional and is enraged that they would insinuate that he didn't accomplish this. For what it's worth, Riker admits Wes tried to warn them twice about this, and he didn't listen. Dr. Crusher says the Traveler is dying, and it doesn't look like he'll be able to get them back. The Traveler is apparently hella exhausted, so get that guy some electrolytes, a blunt, and a good night's sleep. Picard wants her to wake the Traveler. She argues it could kill him, and Picard tells her there's no time. But really there is. Just let him sleep and then go home. Enjoy the mind trips until then. The Traveler wakes and says he follows curiosity and trades propulsion knowledge for lifts around the galaxy. His relationship with Kaczynski being more symbiotic than parasitic after all, as he uses Kaz to get the lifts, and Kaz takes the glory. The Traveler tells Picard he bends reality with thought, and that's how he can zap ships around. Kaz complains that bullshit was no explanation, and that's the pot calling the kettle black. The Traveler explains he never meant for any of this to happen, but never explains why or how it happened. He then rambles more and even patronizes the entire human race with backhanded compliments. Picard asks the weakened Traveler to get them back home, and the Traveler agrees with the caveat of a private word with the captain. The Traveler fluffs Wesley to the captain, saying that he's the Mozart of future science. He's special and needs to be nurtured without interference. Everyone gets ready to attempt to go home. Picard narrates the Traveler will focus the concentrated thoughts of everyone on board for the effort. Picard announces for everyone to keep their thoughts stable, and we see Harold wearing a dress on his way to White Castle. The traveler says he needs Cass on the main computer, and Cass lights up to believe he's needed again after the ego beating he's taken. On the bridge, Troy starts talking, and even the captain is annoyed. She says she feels everyone on the ship, and it's wonderful, and he looks at her like, "Shut up, bitch." They go to warp, and the traveler does his thing. He pushes so hard, though, that he phases completely out of existence, shocking Wesley. They luckily ended up right where they began, just as he phased out. Thank God he held on long enough. Picard calls Wesley to the bridge and makes him an acting ensign with duties on the bridge, and the ship rides off. Real time. Where No One Has Gone Before leaned into the show's ambition to explore the uncharted territories of both space and human understanding. Diane Duane and Michael Reeves crafted a narrative centered on the idea of a ship inadvertently transcending known space and emphasized the boundary-pushing philosophy of Star Trek. The visual effects team, led by supervisor Dan Curry, had to realize the conception of the Enterprise's sudden propulsion beyond the Milky Way. The team used a combination of practical effects, models, and innovative camera techniques to depict the ship's surreal journey. One of the episode's standout elements was the character of the Traveler, played by Eric Minyuk, a mysterious being with the ability to manipulate space-time through thought lensing. Minyuk's enigmatic performance lent an air of otherworldly wisdom to the character. At the best of times, this enhanced the sense of wonder and curiosity the episode aimed to invoke. At the worst of times, it was cheesy as fuck. The episode's director, Robert Wise, was a seasoned filmmaker renowned for classics like The Day the Earth Stood Still and Star Trek the Motion Picture. Wise's cinematic sensibilities played a pivotal role in shaping the episode's pacing, visual style, and emotional beats. His experience with science fiction lent an air of credibility to the episode's portrayal of unexplored cosmic realms. The narrative touched on themes of human potential, the limits of perception, and the intrinsic link between imagination and reality. This episode celebrated the human drive to explore the unknown, both in outer space and within ourselves. The episode's themes of pushing boundaries, embracing the unfamiliar, and striving for self-improvement became recurring motifs throughout the series, resonating with viewers on a profound level. Where No One Has Gone Before stands as a shining example of the storytelling prowess of the next generation. Behind its awe-inspiring visuals and captivating narrative lies a tale of collaboration, creativity, and an unyielding commitment to exploring the farthest reaches of the human spirit. This episode exemplifies the series' ability to ignite the imagination and encourage us to boldly venture where no one has gone before.
All right, that's it. We're stocked up over here. We can beam over your phaser array or have a green squad expert install it for you. Also, are you sure you don't want an Orion slave girl? It's our bestseller.
I'll take the install. You can keep the green girl. Listen, between you and me, you guys got anything else green?
Oh, you want an Orion slave boy? I honestly thought I should have offered when I saw you at first.
Whoa, okay, not what I meant. Call your install guy. Okay, bye.